Hey, can you hear me? If you could type a comment for me and let me know where you're watching from. I can't tell. Trunk ajar. Did I open the trunk up? I didn't close the trunk all the way. If you could type a comment and let me know. Hang on, I'll be right back. Dang it. Man, I should have asked the HAPS. Gotta put the headphone on. I should have asked the HAPS representative that was in the call yesterday, in the stream yesterday, how can I make the stupid suggested pro tips appear when I start a broadcast? I don't want to see that. It gets in the way of the screen. Wah. So I'm currently driving this Ford car. Ford, what's it called? Focus, yeah. And it's got, hey Peter, hey from Grand Junction. How can I make those tips go away when I first go live? I don't want to see the tips in the chat area. And I haven't logged into haps.tv from a computer yet. But I was hoping some of my other friends would show up and anybody else who could help me diagnose this automotive issue that I have with, let's see here if I can use this parking lot. No. Yeah, with this Ford Focus. And gotta find a parking lot I can test it out in. What happened was, it was being driven on the highway at night, and the driver had to swerve to kind of miss the road, but it something in the road, a sharp metal object, and so it shredded the oil filter, and now it caused a strange thing to happen when you accelerate. But two mechanics have already looked at it and they can't really see anything visibly. There's no check engine light on. But if I can find, if I can find a parking lot to use, that'd be great. I think I just found one to test it out in and show you what I mean. And I haven't gone to the Googles yet because you can get lost in the amount of information that's online. Picking up the right keywords to search for. The steering is fine, the suspension is fine. Something is kind of wrong with the transmission or the acceleration. It could be a vacuum issue, I guess. Maybe not. Hope this church won't mind if I drive around and test stuff out. And it kind of makes a sound. It sounds like the car has been souped up and modified to be a street car, but it hasn't. Maybe it's a muffler situation. Okay, here we go. Now we're in a parking lot. So it's an automatic. I've got the brake on all the way. We're in drive. And I'm going to floor it. And the RPMs go up to 4,000, which is fine. And that's great. It works great like that. But when you start to slow down and tap the brakes slowly, the car starts to rumble a little bit. Just a little bit, ever so slightly. Not doing it now. The other thing is when you're on the road and you're driving down the road, you're going 35, 40 miles an hour, you let your foot off the gas, flip it into neutral, and floor it, the RPMs only go up to 3,500. I thought the RPMs would go higher. So let's try the RPMs. I got it in neutral. I'm going to put the parking brake on. Foot is off the brake. I'm going to floor it. See, I thought that it would go higher. Maybe not. I'm parked. Put the parking brake on. I'm going to floor it. I'm going to hit the gas pedal. I'm going to floor it. Hey, Jess from Beirut. I'm trying to diagnose a car problem, Jess. So if I don't see your comment, it's because I can't focus right now. But it's very strange. I don't know what else to do. I guess I have to Google it. And also, sometimes it kind of sounds like the car is about to die when it's in park, when it's idling. It kind of idles rough. You too, Jess. Good to see you. Hello. I don't know what else to do to see what the issue is. Like mechanics have looked under the hood and stuff. See, I don't know if you can hear that sound. That's me pressing the gas, but it's super loud. It's almost like something is... I need someone else to help test it. And I need a camera in the engine because something is rubbing against something, knocking against something. And I don't know if it's transmission or the fan belt pulley system, you know. See, that was fast. It shifted the gears. We got up to 40 miles an hour. It almost hit 5,000 RPMs. And we're going 25 miles. We're going 30 miles an hour now. I'm going to put it in neutral and floor it. Maybe that's some kind of a limiter for this car, Ford Focus. Maybe. See you later, Jess. 9:02 p.m. in Beirut. Watching TV now. Be safe. I will. I will. Only looking at the screen when I'm stopped. We're at a red light right now. Man, I wish this... yeah. You here in the broadcast, Alex? 5 people watching from various sources, and I have to cut this short. I only have about 15 more minutes. So something with the RPMs, but when it's in drive, it's fine. Maybe it's okay. Maybe it's safer for him to drive. I don't know. It's just loud. It sounds like it's been modified and souped up. Yeah, it sounds like it's about a 30-year-old car, but it's not. I don't think transmission would make it sound like that. That sounds coming from inside the engine, like compartment in under the trunk. Oh, I know where I am. It's a sporty little car. It just sounds rough right now. YMCA. What is that? That's a YMCA Sports Complex. I thought there was a street over here. It's a school. No school zone, though. Let's make a U-turn. Oh, nice. We have our own lane. But is this for U-turning? Interesting intersection. good place to test it. There's not many people out. Gets up to 6,000 RPMs. It sounds normal. It's shifting normal. The car's running pretty smooth. I guess we'll just have to wait. Both mechanics I talked to said we can't diagnose it. There's no check engine light. There's nothing visibly that they can see wrong under the hood. They said just drive it. Drive it till a check engine light comes on. Drive it till the transmission fails. Oh, that's a good parking lot. That's all right. I don't see anybody online right now with me who could help me diagnose it. I need your help, people. It's not a big deal. I mean, the car drives fine. It just makes noises. So the deal is when you go live on Haps to other destinations or anywhere, you can't see who has joined from any destination, even Haps. You can just see number of people. At least all my experiences with the mobile device. I'm very rarely able to have the luxury of using my laptop to do stuff like this. Just don't have enough time. I prefer to do things on a mobile device. 99% of the things that I need to do, I could do them on a mobile device. So it's kind of a hassle for me to log into a website from a laptop. I understand there's a need to sometimes, no worries there. Like there's 6 viewing now, but I don't know who it is. I don't know from which platform it is. I know that Jess is watching, and Peter may be watching from Haps team. Jess commented. Just a star. It's a beautiful day in Fort Worth, Texas. Got chilly today. I have trousers on and long sleeve t-shirt. What is that building? Yesterday it was in the 80s Fahrenheit. I think today the high is 68 maybe Fahrenheit. It's too dangerous to make a U-turn. Here we go, this is better. Yeah. I found a parking lot. Oh, it does kind of make a different noise I'm hearing. Let's see. If you're already going about 5-10 miles an hour, and then you kind of give it a little gas, but not a whole lot, it tends to make a different sound. But I can't replicate that sound going from a dead stop. And this parking lot has a little bit of gravel in it. The other parking lot was better. Yeah, I can't. This is not a good parking lot. Let's go back to the other one. You have to type a comment to let me know you're watching, otherwise I can't tell you're watching. And I need help diagnosing this car issue right now. And if you're on Haps, you probably can't see all of my face, but that's okay, because the comments may be in the way if you're watching on the Haps mobile app. And you have your device in portrait mode. This is the Wedgwood neighborhood on South Hewin Street. South Hewin and Alta Mesa Boulevard. And we've got leaves flying in inside the car. We're at a red light. Now it's green, yay. It's right there. When I accelerate, let off the accelerator, and then accelerate again right away, I can hear kind of an engine sound, transmission-y, engine-y sound. It's like I'm driving a stick shift or something, and this is a modified car, but it's not. What year? Hey, Keith. Well, it's Riley's car, my youngest son. I forget. It's like a 2010 or 2012 maybe Ford Focus, and he hit something on the highway. He was straddling it. I don't know how much you heard, and whatever it was sharp enough to shred a gash in the oil filter. And then he heard it thump, make another thump again. It made like two sounds. When he first engaged it, he had to straddle something to avoid hitting a person that was in the highway, that was on the highway. So then he straddled that object, and it made kind of two sounds. A first clunk that came from the front of the car. That was where it shredded the oil, a hole in the oil filter, which he got fixed and stuff right away. Got oil put in, all the levels were checked, everything. And then he heard another thump after that. And it just kind of drives. The steering is fine, suspension's great. Well, it needs new shocks, but I'm in the parking lot. And I don't know if they have a limiter on these cars. I don't know how much you heard, Keith, but if you're driving down the road, you're going 30 miles an hour, sometimes you put the car in neutral maybe, and then just hit the gas and watch the RPMs go up. It's like they stop at 3,500, which maybe that's okay. Because if I want to accelerate and drive, it's great. It accelerates and goes right away, shifts gears, goes up to 5,000 RPMs if I gun it to get going faster. And I drove it on the highway yesterday already. Yep. It's time to get back though. I'll drive it back. I don't know what else to say. I don't think any other mechanic can look at it. I mean, how can you take a car and have a transmission guy look at a car when there's no check engine light coming on and things seems to work fine? They're going to have to take the whole transmission apart to figure out what the problem is. It's not worth it. No fluids are leaking. All the fluid levels are good. There is a rev limiter. I thought so, man. Yeah, I just didn't have time to look it up. I mean, it's a speedy little car if you gun it, you know. I've got my hands off the wheel and it's driving fine. So whatever he hit didn't mess up any steering or anything like that. Didn't any tie rods or steering column type stuff, steering related stuff. It's like a die. Slowly let the brake off and let the car inch forward. It's like it doesn't, it's like it wants to die. I'll try it now. I'm on a side street. Foot's off the accelerator. Going 10 miles an hour, slowing down. I'm gonna hit the brake a little bit. Not all the way stopped. Maybe that's normal for this car. I don't normally drive it. put this thing through the paces. I think it's fine for now. I really do. I did take it on a traffic circle. It handled great. But that's, you see, traffic circles is not just the car you're driving, it's also the driver too. It just it makes that noise. It's like if you take and used to put like baseball cards on your spokes of your bicycle as a kid and to make that flapping sound. It's almost like that but not as loud and only at low RPMs. It doesn't make that sound when you're going down the road at 30, 40 miles an hour or higher on the highway. It doesn't make that sound at all. Hey, Pablo from Haps team. Welcome. Hello from Los Angeles. Pablo, how can I disable those initial like help things that come up when you start a broadcast on the Haps app from a mobile device? I have an iPhone 12. It says, it's the only stuff I can see. It says, what is Haps? How do I explain Haps to my audience? This is a sample comment. Pro tip. How can I turn that off so that I don't see that when I first start a broadcast? Or can I turn it off? Just wondering. Yeah, those are comments. Pablo, the car, only you can see them and then they move, right? But can I turn that option off so I don't see them? The car, it has some kind of a problem with, how do I explain it? It makes a noise when it when it runs. I don't know if it's the transmission or what. Mechanics have already looked at it, but yeah, it was driven on the highway and it had to straddle an object in the road that went under the car and hit it somehow. But the frame is fine. Nothing else is damaged. I wonder if it's a small hole in the muffler. Would that make this happen? No way to turn them off yet. That's okay, Pablo. Thanks for asking. I have to go, everybody. I will see y'all later. Everybody have a fabulous day. Yeah, or him or the cat. Yeah. Or the chat. Or maybe you meant it sounds like there's a cat in my car.